Greetings, fellow gamers. Gid is signing in for a very special edition of Sign and Play. We find ourselves in the middle of Fright Week and the heated Halloween trick-or-treat contest. As you can see, I am ranked 221st, and that's all about to change. But first, someone has been up to a very, very sneaky trick circulating certain images around the internet or the Disney web, as you may have noticed from the thumbnail that you clicked on to access this most frightening of videos. Actually, the only real frightening thing is probably the scary voice I am trying to do right now. But first, we are going to talk about that particular thumbnail, and then we're going to hop in to see what interesting treats and tricks we can come across on this episode of Sign and Play. Thanks again for checking in. So this is pretty cool, right? The Nightmare Before Christmas special event featuring Jack Skellington. Obviously, this is a total hoax. I hope no one believes this is real at this time. It is not. The couple images I found that you see here were posted by a couple posters named Hill Shadow and Hefe Raja. Not entirely sure who the original artist is. However, I have included the links in the description below if you want to go check it out. It's on the fandom wiki and I believe even the Disney forums. But yeah, a Nightmare Before Christmas event would have been so cool, so perfect for Halloween, and what I really think they should have done, which a lot of us actually thought they should have done, and they didn't. So hopefully that's coming up sometime. Some of the concept art for the characters is pretty cool. Cool idea. Yeah, and I would definitely like to see that. Those Nightmare Before Christmas characters, super iconic. Would have made so much sense. But you know what? Maybe something to look forward to. All right, let's get back to it. Moving on, it is the night before Halloween, or perhaps the day before Halloween, and Halloween is my most favorite time of the year. So, lack of a Nightmare Before Christmas presence aside in this game, which I think was kind of sad, poor planning, maybe they're saving it for next Halloween. There is no actual Halloween aesthetic. I know a few of us were talking about this contest on Reddit and this whole Fright Week. They had they got a few things going on. There's different events every day that are pretty cool. A Wicked offering. Most of them are $100 deals for the new villains. Hooray. There's a trick-or-treat contest. That's what we're doing right now. And there's, right now it's the Haunted Port drops. This is actually really cool. It's ×3 off your EXP and gold. So if you have any of those port refreshes, might be a good one to use them on. The Smashed Pumpkin event, not to get confused with the band from the 90s, early 90s. Anyway, Smashing Pumpkins. So this is pretty good, powering up these heroes if you got them. Really helps with that City Watch run. And of course our usual stuff. They did have like this orange Villains and Curses crate that they were giving away. I believe you could buy 3 shots of 5 for 15. A few players I know got some really good stuff. Apparently there was 100 chip deals for, Hades, Maleficent, Scar, maybe not Scar. No, I think he was included because, yeah, he was a villain. And then the Cursors, so obviously like Maleficent and Tia, and the Scares, so Hades, Zurg, Sully, Mike. It was kind of cool. I thought the chest was a little lackluster, mostly because I didn't get any good chips, or I didn't get any good quantities of chips. All the chips were very useful, just not the quantities. But yeah, the lack of Halloween aesthetic, that's probably my biggest complaint about this event. I mean, I'm all about theater of the mind, and I can imagine it's very Halloween-y. However, I would have preferred to actually see a skin over the city, maybe an orange skyline, or something like a giant pumpkin somewhere. Some of the creeps and the stages changed. I don't know. So, but that being said, I think the events have been interesting. It's been fairly fun. Like I said here, we got the spooky port. Oh, hey, it's not times 3 anymore. Oh yeah, there's times 3. Times 3 on the gold, not the EXP. Well, I thought it was times 3 on the EXP. Oh well. The gold's really good. I have one more treat to look at, I believe. Yep, a VIP crate, free now. Still need Aladdin chips. Maui chips, actually need those, and Scar. So let's just open this, see what we get this time. And it's mediocre. Not the greatest chip counts, but chips are chips, especially when it's free. So the other thing going on is we have this contest, and the trick or treat contest is actually pretty intense. This progress reward for the 1 million points is very trying. I am actually able to get max points from City Watch every time. I'm very fortunate that I have that kind of characters to pick from, and they're powerful enough. And I'll actually do a run through of that this video, just so you can kind of see what I'm using to clear the City Watch. I wasn't the most strategic, and my guild has the perk unlocked where you have 2 refreshes that you can save for City Watch, and I forgot to actually refresh, so I didn't have the extra count when this contest started. But I'm still on track to make 1 million progress. There are players that do have over 1 million already. Good on them. I don't think that's purely from City Watch. I'd say there's a lot of raspberry cake bit farming. Chapter 6, the seventh stage, that's probably your best return if you're interested in farming, and if you have one of the double normal item drops and you're willing to use it, that might be good for you. The Screamcaster plan bits, if you need to collect those. I would say crafting the Sandy Claus lantern is probably the worst thing you can do. They cost an atrocious amount of gold to make for the points you get. So unless you actually need the Sandy Claus lantern for your heroes, I wouldn't try and farm them out. Even cherry bombs are slightly better, but just farming those purple bits is going to be your best return. Yeah, so the progress. This is all really good progress, actually. Chips, if you don't have these characters, if you can get them. Mind you, I think a lot of the people who'd be running this already have them or have them at a decent strength. All the disc memories, those are super cool, super useful. Friendship stamina, I will never turn away, especially now that it goes way further. You can clear way more stages, much easier. And yeah, even the final reward, you get a mysterious journal, lots of disc memories. So this is actually really good. I've heard some complaints that it's kind of more for people who've already invested a lot into the game as opposed to your average free-to-play player, and I don't discount that. Like, it's actually kind of challenging to get all those heroes, especially the Hades one. Like, Hades, most people, I'm just gonna go hit a couple raspberry bits up here. Let's do a quick raid. 1, 2, that's it, 3. All right, that's not bad, that's about average. Most people don't have Hades, or if you do, like, he just was in like a $100 deal recently, and although I heard someone got like 100 Hades chips from the orange villain crate or whatever that they did earlier in the Halloween Fright Week, so that's awesome. But yeah, I mean, most people, if they have him, he's 3-star. Maybe some people have farmed him out of diamond crates and he's more powerful, but even in my guild, not a lot of people have Hades. So yeah, anyway, that's about my impression of the whole Halloween event so far. I think it's good, it's fun, it's interesting, a little challenging, and it would have been a lot better with some Halloween tunes, some Nightmare Before Christmas, some Halloween skinning. I have high hopes for, maybe the winter festival, Christmas, holiday type thing, whatever you want to call it. Maybe that will be more, at least more visually noticeable as far as an event goes, because this has been a week. Probably one of the biggest events they've done that I can recall. Anyway, so what we are going to do next is we are just going to jump into City Watch, and I'm gonna go through and get my clear there. And that may conclude this Halloween episode. Let me all know how you're enjoying the event. If you find it useful, if you find it, not as accessible as you'd like it, whether you think there should be Halloween decor, and yeah, heck, maybe even if you have any plans for Halloween night, sure, why not? Anyway, let's jump into City Watch. Alright, so we're going to reset this. Hard, not getting any use of the raid tickets, just manual, do not accidentally click raid. I'm sure that's been the bane of many people. So we'll start off. The team that I've been using to clear this relatively successfully, may take me a couple tries, a few times, but I've just generally been using this for the scarers. So Sully, Hayes, Zerg, Mike, and then Cora. And this has generally been what I've been rocking for maximum clears of City Watch. I'm doing on hard as well. I'm appreciative that they have a team that you can actually do that. Some of them are a little more tricky, but this team actually functions really well. I don't need to do anything. Sometimes I'll switch Cora out for someone else, but for the most part, this is the team. And I'm not going to talk. Don't, I've already run into trouble. I'm not going to talk too much for the rest of this. It's just going to be the tunes, and I'll speed up and we'll crush through this. Yeah, that's unacceptable. We're going to rerun that. Alright, here we go. Alright, City Watch Hard is complete. Let's see. Oh, there. Back up at 51st, which puts us at that progression reward. Top 1%, good enough. 75 clears for all those heroes. And we are very close to finishing it off. So, contest reward, don't mind if I do. It's a lot of disc power. Alright, that will do it for the Halloween special episode. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe out there if you're trick-or-treating or whatever you may be getting into. And yeah, as always, keep on gaming. We'll see you next time.